Tell us where you're joining us from. Don't be shy now.
All right, hello, hello, hello.
Oh, I'm seeing the hearts already starting to come in. Keep them coming, keep them love coming. Grenada loves hearts and love, and we love you back.
All right. All right, we're just getting live
Toronto,
here,
Nova
Sekou.
Scotia, St. Catherine, Bradford. All right, there we go. Mississauga, Stouffville, Kitchener. All right, all right, all right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're in for a treat today. We have all the Virtuoso properties on island here, and they're going to be really, really enticing you to sell Grenada, sell the Virtuoso properties in Grenada, get those planes filled, because next year we really want to negotiate some additional airlift from Canada, so we need your help.
All right, Sekou, I think we got lots of spoil agents coming on here on our social media platforms. I'm going to get started if that's okay. I would like to welcome everybody. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Zoom, we are live on Facebook, and we are live also on LinkedIn as well. So we have it covered for all of our Canadian travel agents. You guys are in for, I'm going to say, a luxurious treat today. For sure. We've been chatting before we get started, and I'm going to tell you, I just got my renewed passport yesterday, and I'm ready to go hit one of these beautiful properties. So I'd like to welcome a really good friend of ours here at Spoiled Agent, Sekou Stroud, who is the director for Canada for Pure Grenada. How are you doing, Sekou?
I'm awesome, Susan. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction.
Thank you
And
for
welcome,
joining
Sport
us.
Agent. Welcome, Sport Agent. So we have the Virtuoso properties here, on screen right now. I'd like to introduce you to Sheldon Kings Douglas. He represents the Spice Island Beach Resort. And we have Adele Gabbard, who
Hey, everybody.
also,
Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining.
and we have Adele Gabbard, who represents the Calabash Hotel in Grenada.
Hi.
All right. And we have Martha Jane, MJ, who represents Silver Sands.
Hello, everyone.
All right, and last but not least, we have Heidi from Six Sense Last Suggest.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
All right,
All
awesome.
right. So I just want to say, Sekou, you always bring an amazing crowd. We're really excited to get started. But I do just want to mention that you have a fantastic prize for a lucky spoiled agent of a $100 Amazon gift card. So thank you for that. I just want everyone to know how to qualify. You have to stay on to the question period, but you necessarily don't have to ask a question. Also, I'm just looking over here at our Facebook friends. Hi, everyone. We got quite a few on Facebook. Thank you, Dorothy and Billy Taylor and Arlene, just to mention a few, and Yulia. Thank you for adding your email in the comments for Facebook friends only. This way we know you're here, and it'll also help you qualify for the $100 Amazon gift card because, fall shopping is just around the corner, right? Okay, so we're also going to direct the questions only to the Q&A box. If you have a specific question about a specific property, please mention the title of the property. If it's just generic and we have five speakers, we don't know which property you're talking about and we won't be able to answer the question. So we're gonna leave the chat here. I'm gonna say definitely today for the oohs and the ahs because that's what's going to happen is you're going to have lots of beautiful properties and the chat, we lose the questions because they move up, so let's only have questions in the Q&A box and we're going to take them at the very end. So without further ado, hello Sekou, I'm going to hand it over to you and thank you all for joining us today, and we're going to just dream here with this luxury Virtuoso properties. Over to you guys.
All right, we're gonna do more than just dream. We're gonna send all our clients to Grenada because we really, really are a very welcoming culture, and Grenada is not only looks good, but it smells good because as soon as you get off the plane, you get the aroma of the spices in the air. Okay, so the screen you're looking at right now is one of our beaches in the north of the island is called Livera, and the island of is one of the Grenadian islands that you may see, and it's kind of looking like one of the pitons. All right, but it's a beautiful island. All the islands in Grenada, they are, welcoming. All the islands in Grenada is accessible except for the Calavini Island, which is a private island. But Grenada is a beautiful island. We welcome everyone. So with that, I'm just going to start the presentation. So how would you get to Grenada, my island paradise? Well, currently, Air Canada has one flight weekly And starting in November, this is going to be increased to 2 flights weekly on Sundays and on Wednesdays. And WestJet is going to start flying into the destination from November 3rd until April 27th on Sundays. So there's no excuses. We have the airlift. So I would really, really implore you to please send your clients to Grenada. They're not going to be disappointed. Most of the resorts are located within half an hour from the airport. And some of the resorts are actually within 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so you don't have a long commute, and of course, upon landing and being at the resort, you can probably be at a beach sipping cocktail within 45 minutes. So Grenada, we're made up of 3 islands. Okay, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, and we really believe in tourism that sustains you. All right, so we have both white sand and black sand beaches, waterfalls, crater lakes, sulfur springs, and we are very, very safe, community-oriented culture on the island. All right, so you can leave the property and go explore. Don't be afraid. The Grenada is very, very, very safe. Someone may approach you, but they may only approach you if you look lost, and they want to give you directions because that's the type of people we are. It's not uncommon to see a visitor on someone's veranda having a drink or having coffee. We are a welcoming culture like that. Okay, the beach on the left-hand side that you're seeing on the screen is called Grandad's Beach with Grenada right underneath. Grandad's Beach has been voted by Condé Nast Traveler as the best beach in the world, and year after year, sometimes the USA Today Top 10 always ranks it among the top 5 beaches in the Caribbean. We have the world's first underwater sculpture park, and we have some excellent, highly graded spices, and of course, we are the Caribbean's capital of chocolate. So some quick facts about Grenada. We are safely located outside of the hurricane belt geographically, but whenever I say that, I knock on wood, because Mother Nature is a bit confused at the moment. We're not treating her very kindly, but we are geographically located underneath the hurricane belt, and we are located 160 kilometers north of Venezuela or 254 kilometers southwest of Barbados. Our average temperature is about 25 degrees Celsius. Actually, if the temperature ever dips below 21 degrees Celsius, the locals start wearing scarves and may sleep on the blankets. It never ever dips that low. So come to Grenada, it's 25 degrees in the shade. We are 132 square miles. We are 21 miles long and 12 miles wide, and a population of only 110,000 people. And of course, our official language is English, and we are tied to the US dollar. $1 would give you $2.67 EC currency. So I would recommend that you tell your clients to please change their Canadian into US dollar because in Grenada, because of Canadian dollar, it fluctuates so much. I would recommend that, you change to Canadian, to US or EC currency when you get to Grenada. And we are a twin island dive destination, okay? So in Grenada, we have 50 wrecks and 20 wreck dives. All right, very, very healthy reefs, and we are known as the wreck capital of the Caribbean. Okay, so we have the largest wreck in the Caribbean, which is the Bianca Sea, which is an advanced dive. And it sunk, that ship actually sunk off the coast of Grenada in the 60s when the engine room caught fire. So the ship sunk along a seawall. So all the divers, they will actually dive the wreck, and on the way back up to the surface, they would actually dive the wall with all the corals and everything. So it's a real bucket lift dive for lots of people, lots of divers who come to Grenada. In addition to the wreck diving, we have very, very healthy reefs. And of course, we are the home to the world's first underwater sculpture park, which has over 100 sculptures. And in Grenada, it's pure nature. 1/9 of our landmass is preserved as park, and we have a plethora of waterfalls, crater lakes, sulfur springs, and of course, we have 7 of the gardens listed in the UK's Book of 100 Best Gardens. So for Grenada, which is only 123 square miles, for having 7 of the UK's book best gardens, it's really, really a big feat. So come to Grenada if you're a nature lover. You're not going to be disappointed. Your clients are not going to be disappointed. And of course, we are the yachting, a real gateway to the Grenadines. Okay, so lots of people, they would fly into Grenada and they would sail up to Grenada, sail up the Grenadines. Okay, lots of people may not know that Grenada actually has some of the Grenadine islands. Our sister island of Carriacou, which is known as the Isle of Reefs, is actually a Grenadine island, and it's actually owned by Grenada, and it is the largest of all the Grenadine islands. Okay, so that's just a quick fact for you. So we have a wealth of sheltered anchorages and year-round good weather, and we have marinas capable of hosting 90-meter yachts. You can get crude yachts or bareboat rentals. And of course, our calendar is packed with regattas, sailing festivals, and of course, in Caracu and Pitimatic, which is our sister islands, they also have regattas on their destination also. So in Grenada, loves really blossoms there. Okay, Grenada is a naturally romantic destination. It's quiet and peaceful locations for fantastic views and secluded beaches. So you can actually walk with your significant others, and you can just, a beach may just appear, and it may just so happen that you and your significant other would be on that beach, just you alone for the entire duration of your stay. Grenada, we have lots of secluded beaches tucked away in lots of beautiful romantic places. You can get a 24-hour marriage license, and it's a perfect destination for wedding and honeymoons. And we think outside of the box, okay? You can get non-traditional weddings and unique wedding ceremonies. We have an underwater wedding chapel with seating for, I believe, 7 people. So, okay, your wedding day is supposed to be special. So we think about unique ways to actually make your wedding day stand out. And of course, in Grenada is soft adventure. It's a perfect destination for adventure seekers and nature lovers. Excellent hiking. You can go river tubing down the Baltazar River. You can go kayaking through sheltered mangrove beds. And of course, the world's first underwater sculpture park. And some festivals and events. Spice Mass, which is our premier carnival, because of course, we're the Spice Island. We have coined it our Spice Mass, and it climaxes the second weekend in August. Okay, it's a week of celebration, a week of music, a week of partying on the streets. And as one of my colleagues would say, during Carnival, rum season open. Okay, because you can clean fun. You can dance behind on the street behind big trucks, playing calypso music. There's a day for pretty mass. There's a day for cultural events, and of course our jab jab juve. Where the locals would immerse themselves in oil and they would go on the street. It's a type of ritual where it's a ritual where the locals actually try to channel the back to the slavery days when the slave owners would actually have their own balls and stuff, and the locals were not able to attend, and the black people, they were actually scary. So what they would do, they would bathe themselves in oil and look more scary for them. So it's a real cultural activity that, in addition to that, we have calypso music, we have steel band music, we have the Queen show, and it's just pure fun during our carnival in Grenada. It just concluded. I just came back from carnival, and as the locals say, and as the kids say nowadays days, Spice Mass was a movie. And in Caracu, we have this string band music festival. It happens usually in April, and it's 3 days of lots of excellent food and lots of entertainment. And of course, we are the Caribbean's capital of chocolate. So that we have a chocolate festival in Grenada, and it goes from the May 22nd to the 27th, 2026. So for all you who actually have clients that are chocolate lovers, I believe this is a really good opportunity, for you to start actually thinking about a group to come to Grenada for for the chocolate festival. So it happens the 22nd to the 27th of May, sorry. And Grenada becomes like Willy Wonka's island. You can eat, drink, and bathe in chocolate during the chocolate festival. And of course, we have our Dive and Conservation Fest from October 25th to November 1st. Again, a good opportunity for, if you have any dive clients, get a group together, send them to Grenada for our dive festival. And of course, please, become a Grenada travel expert. The website address is expert.puregrenada.com. And of course, I am a resource in Canada. Please reach out to me. I am here to serve. I am your number one fan, your number one support. And Pure Grenada loves you. And I'm on to the next slide, where I would introduce Sheldon from Spice Island Beach Resort.
Great. Thank you, Sekou. And good afternoon, Spoiled Agents. Great to have you. Thanks for being here. And my pleasure to introduce you to one of Grenada's authentic, iconic luxury hotel brands, that's Spice Island Beach Resort. Let's move on to the next slide. I know there's a few people to present today, so I'm going to try to go through as quickly as possible. Spice Island Beach Resort is a definitive 21st century luxury retreat in the Caribbean, where we sort of focus in on rest, relax, and recharge. It's a perfect destination for couples, for families, for weddings, for honeymoons, celebrations. And it again is 100% locally owned and 100% staffed by local staff. So we have over 200 staff, all from Grenada. All our managers and staff have been promoted from within. And so we have a totally 100% local team. So moving on to our next slide. Here you can see some of the things that are included. We are the only locally owned AAA 5-diamond luxury resort. We just got our 2025 5-diamond, so very proud of our team here. And we also just got our 13th consecutive 6-star diamond from the Association of Hospitality Services. So very much an iconic luxury brand that has been in existence for quite a while. It's been owned by the Hopkins family since the late 80s and sits on about 1,600 square feet of one of Grenada's pristine and prime beaches, and best known, Grand Anse Beach. We have 64 luxury suites with 7 different categories of rooms. We are typically a premium luxury all-inclusive property, so that includes breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner. We have daily changing menus. We have an a la carte lunch, and we have an a la carte breakfast with buffet, hot items, etc. Our all-inclusive extends to things like afternoon tea, a fully stocked minibar in your room, and we have an array of facilities for kids, including our Nutmeg Pod, which offers arts and crafts and supervised daycare, babysitting services, kids dining, early menus. So again, at Spice, while it's a luxury high-end property, it's totally family friendly and family focused. We do operate kids menus, early dining. We have two restaurants for dinner, including a casual restaurant called our Grill. So I'm going to move on to the next slide to quickly show you. That's just a glimpse of our main resort pool. We have 17 suites that have their own swimming pool. So this is kind of like our 18th pool. Here are some of the reasons why you should be booking Spice as your next client. For your next client, it's the perfect spot. As I mentioned, location is key in our business. We sit directly on Grand Anse Beach, and probably the only resort that is so close to the beach and the beachfront. And you have the ability to walk directly out from our Seagrave Beach Suites onto this pristine 2-mile stretch of sand. We make it easy for you. We're conveniently located just 10 minutes away from the international airport. We do offer a range of transfers, whether it's taxis from the airport, our own luxury transfer service, all the way up to Bentley service. And we work often in collaboration with the Jet Center. So if you have private jet clients, you can do that as well. As I said, bring the entire family. We have tons of games and activities on property that you can sign up for that are part of the all-inclusive, including things like our nature walks, garden tours, etc. Non-motorized water sports are included, and we do have a full PADI certified dive center Aquanauts on property with us as well. Lots of family offers, especially in the summer, where kids, up to 2 kids, can stay free if they're sharing with their parents. So, I mean, look into that. Great value for families. As I mentioned, great value for honeymoons. Ideal setting for weddings. We have 3 wedding packages that you could choose from, and unbeatable service in terms of personalization, bespoke, and curating memorable experiences for your clients. So moving on onto this, again, Sir Royston, who's an icon in this business. We always like to say, Sir Royston is to Grenada like Butch Stewart is to Jamaica, a pioneer in the field, and now his daughter Janelle, who is our president and managing director, along with her mom, Lady Hopkin, and our sisters and directors. So again, this is a family-run operation, locally owned and operated. On to the next slide, and there you see Janelle, and she's slowly evolving our iconic brand and getting us ready for the next generation of hoteliership. On to the next slide. We'll show you, of course, our iconic entrance, giving you that sort of indoor-outdoor connection throughout our property and our suites. We always bring our green spaces in, and our entire resort is blended into the environs around. Moving on to the next slide, that's just a look through our atrium and directly out onto the beach. Moving on. That's our promenade from the lunch restaurant. Again, as I said, any closer to the water and you'd be getting your toes wet while you eat. Moving on to the next slide, that tells you what's in all our rooms. So we call all our rooms suites because they all have the same amenities, whether it's Alexa, Wi-Fi, Frette, linen, Molton Brown products, etc. They're all standard across all 64 suites. Moving on to our next. This is a glimpse inside the Sea Grape Beach Suite, one of the most popular rooms that we have. These come in both king and two queen beds with lots of opportunities for connecting rooms to make for families. You can get king to king connectors or king to two queens. Moving on, it shows you a little bit of the living room. This comes with a pull-out, so you do have the ability to sleep up to 4 adults, and you have the ability to connect it and make it a family bungalow-style room. Moving on there, you step directly out onto the beach. You have your private beach lounges. You have dedicated chairs at the beach and the pool, and the all-inclusive service extends out to these areas as well, so you're ordering your drinks, etc. Moving on here quickly, this is a look at one of our premium pool suites. This one is the Royal, 1,500 square feet. And again, you see the perfect intimate entrances and landscape gardens within and full-size residential swimming pools. Moving on to the next slide, I'll show you a glimpse inside. That's the living room, which the Royal has. And then moving next slide again, we'll show you a glimpse of the four-poster bedroom and so inside. And we keep scrolling through. This is one of our one-bedroom beach suites. So this is a 1,500 suite on the beach, which connects to the Sea Grape, so you can make a two-bedroom suite. Clicking through here, you have one of the junior pool suites, giving you the same sort of privacy as the bigger pool suites, but a little bit more intimate, a little bit smaller. Moving on, one of the good things about the junior suites is they also have a pull-out, so it's the only pool suite where you could probably have up to 3 adults in here as well if you wanted to. Moving on to that, this is just a glimpse at Oliver, our fine dining restaurant, which is adjacent to Sebastian, which is our Sea and Surf lunch restaurant and our casual dining restaurant in the evening. Services, as I mentioned, moving on, we have our spa. It's not part of the all-inclusive, but again, 5 treatment rooms, outdoor showers, mani-pedi stations, hair salon. You can have, the full works here at our award-winning spa. The Nutmeg Pod, ages 3 to 12, arts and crafts for children, games, supervised babysitting services, etc. Moving on, here you have the yoga pavilion, beachside yoga, and the non-motorized water sports that I mentioned. Moving on. Again, perfect place for weddings, big and small. You can choose the beach or you can use any of our 7.5 acres of gardens. Moving on. We have great outdoor dining. We have meeting spaces, etc. So for catered events. And then this is part of the honeymoon package, which is your sand dinner. It comes with a sunset sail as well. Moving on, that's to the end. So once again, if you have any questions, we'd love to have some of your clients join us here at Spice. And as you know, it is a all-inclusive Caribbean luxury retreat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sheldon. Awesome presentation. Life with Spice. Beautiful property. Moving on to Calabash. Adele, welcome.
Hi, everybody. My name is Adele Garbutt. So my family own and run the Calabash Hotel in Grenada. We've owned it now for nearly 40 years. So uh, us being here is one of the important things that we like to do. And we want the hotel to very much feel like a home. So it is a Reliant Chateau hotel, one of only just a few in the Caribbean and the only one in Grenada. If you just flick onto the next slide, please, Sekou. So this is, I hope the video is not as juddery for you as it is for me, but this video shows, is an aerial video of the hotel. So you can see our 30 rooms are in a semicircle shape as they face down towards our beach. At the moment, we have 30 suites, but we have just closed the hotel a couple of months ago, and we are building 6 more suites, which we hope and have pitched and designed them to be some of the best suites in the Caribbean. So I have later on in the presentation, showing you a couple of those, and I'll show you through our suites as well. We are very honored, incredibly honored, as it's a family business, to be constantly named one of the top 10 resorts in the Caribbean by Travel and Leisure, TripAdvisor, Condé Nast, all those sorts of great titles. And also one of the top 500 in the world by Travel and Leisure, which is really, really such an outstanding award for us. We consider ourselves to be a resort style hotel. So even though it's only 30 rooms, we've got quite a lot of facilities in this 8-acre space. We have 3 restaurants and bars. We also have a spa. We do have a 24 hours fitness room. We host lots of in-house activities. So we do yoga, Pilates, rum tasting, garden tours. We also have a full dive and water sports center right on site, right on our beach, with access directly from our jetty onto the boat. So it's really easy and really convenient. And we've also got a couple of floodlit tennis courts as well. So we do have guests who come and stay and love to go out and visit the island, which is fantastic. But we do also have a lot of guests who just come and they stay at the hotel and they move no further. Next slide, please. So I have a few slides here with our rooms. So one of the most important things I think that we do at Calabash is we actually close a hotel for 2 months every year. So we close in August and September. We do that by choice. That's because we want to keep the hotel feeling refreshed. So you can stick on to the next slide, Siku. We take a part of the hotel and we upgrade every single year. So coming back every year, something is new, something different. We sort of feel like it's so important to keep pushing forward and pushing boundaries and just making the hotel look and feel better and better. Next slide, please. We also have videos of all of our room categories. So this is taking you through our penthouse. We are currently building 2 more of these. So you can walk through and you can actually see what it looks like. So you have that complete understanding of the space, of the view, all of the hotel rooms, as you just see when you walk out here. They've all got a beautiful view over the gardens and down towards the sea. Very, very spacious. Our rooms go from 800 to 2,000 square foot each. 8 of them have got their own private pools. You can go on to the next slide. And then these are our deluxe suites, which we are building at the moment. We've taken a lot of learning and feedback from what people love about our rooms and rooms all around the world. As a result, we've had to go and travel and test out some of the best hotel rooms in the world. And we've taken all that learning and put it together to these new rooms that we're building at the moment. And they will be ready by Q1 2026. So really not that long from now. Yeah, so we're really excited to share them when they become available. Next slide. Food and beverage is such an important part of what we do. The service in the food and beverage is really, really important to us. We're part of Relais and Chateau, and so that was very much one of the standards. What makes part of staying at Calabash so unique is the way we serve breakfast. So we either serve it in suite or on the beach. So 2 really, really nice ways to start the day, very gracious ways of starting the day. So your breakfast in suite is full in-room dining service, tablecloth and everything. So you open up the balcony doors and your breakfast is there looking just like this. Or you can head down to the beach for breakfast. Next slide, please. Perfect. So our beach club restaurant is right on the beach. It is where we serve breakfast and lunch, and then our next restaurant, I'll just slide over. Our next restaurant is our Rhodes restaurant. So Rhodes is our fine dining restaurant. It is a very, very popular restaurant, so much so that on a regular most of the year, I'm told that I can't have a table at Rhodes. We have a lot of guests in-house who dine here, and they come in for dinner as well. So it's definitely a popular restaurant on the island. And then our final restaurant, next slide, please, is our sushi restaurant up at the pool area. The reason we created this restaurant, this is a new one. We wanted it to take a little bit of pressure off of Rhodes in the evening, but also so that we could offer a more casual dining experience in the evening. So we have guests that come from the UK and they're with us for 14 nights. We want to make sure that we can offer the variety to accommodate everybody's sort of desire to stay with us and dine. Next slide, please. So we are set on a lovely white sand beach. Beaches in Grenada, you can never go wrong with beaches in Grenada. Grenada Beach is beautiful, but our beach as well, Lansepine Beach is, as you can see from the video, beautiful white sand beach. It's very safe for all year round because it's in a bay. It's very protected, so very little wave action. So safe for all ages. Next slide, please. And then we have our spa, which is located up at the pool areas. We've got 3 treatment rooms, very popular spa again. And we've also got fitness room and sort of a whole wellness center in the same area. And I think that might be everything from me. Oh, no, last bit. I just wanted to tell you about our special offers. So from when we reopened the hotel in November, we have a complimentary half board offer. So we do offer three meal plans. We offer bed and breakfast, half board, and all inclusive. So sorry, let me just do this. From when we open November and summer next year, we will be offering the half board offer. So you can book half board, a book bed and breakfast, you'll be automatically upgraded to half board. So you have free half board, or you can book half board and you'll be automatically upgraded to all inclusive. During the winter months, we have a few dates in January and in March where we're offering resort credits. So if you stay for 4 nights, you get $400 resort credit. So that's the minimum 4 nights. But if you stay any longer, we'll add on $100 per night. So for 7 nights, you get $700, 10 nights, $1,000, and so on. Now, I think that's it from me.
Thank you so much, Adele. Thank you so much, Adele. I'm dribbling from all that food I'm seeing there from Rhodes. You know, the food is really amazing. So
I'm
looking
glad
forward.
to hear.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so moving on to MJ at Silver Sands.
Hello, hi. Okay, I'm just gonna start my video. Here we go. Wonderful. Here we go. Oh my gosh. So thank you everyone. It's great to meet you all. So yes, I am MJ. I am Miss Silver Sands Hotels and Resorts, which currently consists of 2 hotels on the beautiful island of Grenada, as you know. Starting off with Silver Sands Grenans, which was our first project in Grenada, beautifully located on the quietest end of Grenans Beach, which is one of the most stunning beaches on the island. I love this picture as the opening of the presentation. It just beautifully positions our location. We like to say that we are a community resort. We are surrounded by Grenada. There's so much color and vibrancy on the island, and we like to complement that. So a true beachfront location. As I said, we sit on 20 acres of land at the quietest end of the beach. However, we do still have security on our beach 24/7, just as an extra layer of protection for our guests. So they're not bothered by everyday moments. We have 51 units of accommodation, all ocean facing, as you can see from this picture. Immediately, you will be able to see the beautiful accommodations located on the beachfront. Those are our 4-bedroom villas. Each with their own pool. Towards the back of them, or behind them, I should say, you've got 2 buildings, simply called Building 1 and Building 2, and that's where you're going to find the other accommodations. So our entry-level category, the garden views, followed by ocean views, and then on the top floor of each building, that's where our suites are located. So you're going to have the 1-bedroom suites, our junior suites, and our penthouse level kings, and that's where you have an opportunity to actually have 1 to 3 bedrooms, suites in size. Other layouts or other attributes of the resort, we have officially the longest pool in the Caribbean. It's 103 meters long. Currently, the hotel record for laps, we have a pool lap challenge at the resort, is 41 laps back to back. So if anyone has any clients who are swimmers, any water babies, they want to come and break that challenge, I'm totally up for that. In addition, the pool is complemented by a spa experience, of course, and then we have our dining experience. We have 2 restaurants and 2 bar areas. We are currently building 2 pickleball courts. They will be ready in time for festive season, and we also do have a children's program as well. Just before we move on to the next slide, I get asked a question a lot about which resort is the best one to send my clients, and I will talk through that in the presentation. I think looking at this picture, for those of you who do have clients who are very connected to the beach experience, they really want to immerse themselves in the beach experience. You know, they need to have that power walk in the morning. They want to have that sunset stroll in the evening, or they really want to connect with locals, and you can certainly do that very safely in Grenada. Then Grenada would certainly be the best beach, and also because you can walk very safely into the parish of St George, where most of the hotels on this court are located, and that opens up access to the local town as well. So there's definitely lots of attributes to choosing this resort over Silver Sands Beach House. So moving on to the next slide, we are opening with some our accommodations. So we are, again, from your perspective, really easy. Not only are the buildings all ocean facing, the design aesthetic of the resort is identical as you move through each category. So from entry level all the way through to our villa product. So really great. We don't have a green room, a blue room, a mountain room, a ocean room. Everything is very, very straightforward and simple. Garden view room on the top left of the picture is essentially what it is. It's a beautifully appointed king bedded room with all those luxury touches you'd expect of a resort of this caliber, but it's located on the first floor or ground floor. So you have more of a landscape view. You are still ocean facing. However, you do not have a full view of the ocean. It is a garden view. None of our entry-level rooms in the garden view or ocean view currently interconnect. However, we will confirm adjoining rooms at the time of booking. So we have a great track record of doing that. In terms of the design aesthetics, we definitely have a different look and feel versus some of the other products on the island. Very, very clean cut. We were a brand new build, opened at the end of 2018. So there's a lot of contemporariness and feeling to our product. However, there definitely has a lot of warmth as well. So and lots of natural daylight imported into all our accommodations, which I adore. The picture on the right hand side is actually of one of our suites, one of our 1-bedroom suites, and the suites, as I mentioned earlier, are located on the top floor of each building, so they have full views of the ocean, and they also have beautifully long balconies as well. The suite category, is actually where families certainly can have interconnecting options if they didn't want to go into a villa. So you could actually interconnect the 1-bedroom suite to a junior suite or a penthouse level, or both, to make it a 2 or 3-bedroom option. So you do have that visibility, and that works well. Again, you know, families who are on a budget and don't want to have a villa experience, or don't need to have a villa experience, I always recommend the suite option. Maximum occupancy, we could go up to 6 or 8 people. It depends on the ages in the inquiry. So moving on to the next slide, we go into our villas. So we have 4-bedroom villas, true beachfront. Each villa, as I mentioned earlier, has its own pool. Fun fact, the pools in these villas are actually larger than the main pool at Silver Sands Beach House, so you're getting more pool for your money. I love these villas for many reasons. I like the fact that, first of all, they are resort villas. So why is that a benefit? It's hugely beneficial. you have essentially one product and you can have two different experiences. So we can privatize all aspects of a villa stay. We can import all the spa and fitness facilities into the experience. We can fully cater. So everything can be fully immersed: private dining, private outside catering. We can dress the outside space for an event. All aspects, spa, wellness, everything can be privatized. However, guests are not cut off from the energy of the resort. They, if they want to walk 2 minutes to the beach lounge and really enjoy the entertainment, they can totally do that. But if they choose not to, then that's absolutely fine. They've got ample outside and inside space to enjoy. The outside space is used very, very, very frequently for weddings, for wedding proposals, for birthday parties. We can actually accommodate up to 100 people outside for an event, which is pretty sizable. And don't forget, they all have their own stretcher beach as well, with their own beach lounges. In addition, the villas also come with a huge kitchen, fully commercial kitchen. So again, for guests who are traveling with their own staff, or they wish to use our culinary staff for private dining, that's very possible. And we can also offer a fully kosherized experience as well, for those of you who have clients who require that. 24-hour security, and of course, being in a resort environment, not only do you have access to the facilities of the resort, but you also have access to resort staff in the event of an emergency. So just keep that in mind. And I also like to say as well, in addition to our villas, and we have 4 bedrooms, and we also have 3 bedrooms, the villas also at Six Senses offer a mountain experience. Between us, we are definitely carving out a niche in the market for villas in Grenada. Grenada generally does not have a lot of private villas to rent, so the fact that there's actually now, between the 2 resorts, a great selection of villa offerings, I think you should just keep that front and center, particularly during high season. Moving on to the next slide, we've got our food and beverage offerings. So Grenada's actually has 2 restaurants, main restaurants, Asiatique and Grenadian Grill. Asiatique is where all guests can come in the morning and enjoy their breakfast, which is included in the room rate. And then, as the name suggests, we offer Asian influenced cuisine in the evening, and of course once a week we offer a themed experience. Grenadian Grill is our lunch and dinner option, poolside located, and that's complemented by Beach Lounge, which has a number of themed events throughout the week, and also live entertainment. And then we have Puro in the top right hand of the corner there, which is our rum and cigar bar. Guests can certainly enjoy rum tasting experiences. We are looking to elevate the energy of Puro and turn it into a sort of an after dinner bar experience. So we're hoping to have that in place just before festive season. But between the four experiences, I think they all complement each other really well. silversandscollection.com is such a content hub. I highly recommend you use it. We have our menus listed on there as well, so if you need to PDF any menus to your client, you can certainly do that. Wellness, hugely important to all of us on this call. We have a lovely selection of treatment rooms offering a plethora of different inner and outer wellbeing experiences. They are complemented by our gym, which is open 24/7, and then we offer a really lovely selection of complementary experiences throughout the week: meditation, strength training, yoga. So it's not just simply a sunrise yoga experiences. And then, as I mentioned, we are currently constructing 2 pickleball courts, which will be open in time for festive season. And I did not include in this picture, because I was worried about time, we actually also do have the Silver Sands Kids Club, which opened in January. And there is actually a section on the Kids Club on our website, silversandscollection.com. It's a really great experience for destination learning and also good old-fashioned fun. So here we are at Silver Sands Beach House. The distance between the 2 resorts is about 10 to 12 minutes, depending on island time traffic. And we do now offer complimentary transfers between the 2 resorts 24 hours a day. Beach House is beautifully located on a hillside in overlooking and located on, Porcisi Beach. Porcisi Beach is also on the same side of the island as Grenans, but it's actually in a cove, so it's beautifully protected. So even though all the beaches in Grenada are public beaches, Porcisi Beach is actually unofficially a private beach because it's pretty inaccessible. As a point of reference, we share our beach with La Luna, which is a heritage hotel in Grenada, which some of you may be familiar with. The beach has 28 units of beautiful accommodation built into the hillside and also beach location. The two resorts, we're the only hotel company with two hotels in Grenada. Both have beachfront accommodation, just as a little point of reference. We have our beautiful island accommodation. So Island View is actually our entry-level accommodation. And unlike Grenans, all the accommodations are individual. So they're all standalone units, beautifully angled, so even an island view, and this picture is slightly deceiving, everyone actually has views of the Caribbean Sea. A similar style in terms of the rooms, very clean lines, lots of use of natural materials, but the rooms are generally smaller, all king beds, and definitely great, better for double occupancy than triple. This is our beachfront bungalow category, so these are truly on the beach. I mean, you could hop from your bed to the deck into the Caribbean Sea in your pajamas and not see anyone, because Porcisi Beach, as I mentioned, is pretty quiet. So just beautifully appointed, and much like Grenlands, you have all the same those in-room touches that you expect of a resort of this caliber. And moving on to the next slide. So in terms of other experiences, Beach House being only 28 units, we actually have one restaurant at the moment called a Zero. A Zero is where all guests will come in the morning to enjoy their breakfast included in their room rate. A Zero actually offers an a la carte experience where Grenans offers a buffet experience. And then throughout the day, we have a really nice fusion of Italian and local dishes on offer. The food and beverage team at Beach House do a phenomenal job. I have yet to see a glitch, I think, of sort of food and beverage. It's they really are it's phenomenal. Give it a try when you come down. And then in terms of the pool, we have our 42-foot pool, infinity edged, and then we actually have a small wellness offering, which is a spa studio actually offering general massages, and then on the roof of the spa we have this really quirky outside gym. So it's all about free weights, Pilates, meditation, but again, given the relationship obviously between the two properties, guests have full access to each resort. So those guests who want to go over to Grenans for more immersive dining or spa experience can certainly do that, and vice versa. And then lastly, I just wanted to mention another proposition that we have on the island. We have Merveille. So Merveille is our new luxury retail and dining space that opened at Port Louis Marina in January. It's still simmering on the stove. It's slowly building up its profile. But Merveille is for everybody. It's not just for guests of Silver Sands. It's for all guests, everybody. Everyone in Grenada is welcome to enjoy the experiences that we offer. So we currently have Cafe Louis. You can come there in the morning for breakfast or for brunch the weekend. We have Cafe Louis restaurant and Cafe Louis bar, and then there's also an emerging selection of retail experiences as well. Port Louis Marina is located 10 minutes from Grenans, and we do offer complimentary transfers between Merveille and the other two resorts as well. So there's something there for everybody. But thank you so much for your time. Grenada is a superb destination for all. Everyone is welcome. It's great for adventures. It's great for families. It's great for honeymooners. There's something for everybody, as Siku mentioned. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you so much, MJ. Thank you so much, MJ. And moving right along to Heidi at Six Senses Lashes Jess. Heidi, you're up.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. And again, thank you so much for joining us today to learn about the wonderful destination of Grenada. I had the pleasure of visiting the island for the first time this past June. And most genuinely, I could say I am absolutely in love. My husband traveled with me, and we were boarding the plane, and he said, "I think I want to move here and live here." So that came as a surprise to me, but that is just how much we fell in love with the destination and how much our guests love it equally so. We mentioned the accessibility to the destination, and that is really critical, right? People don't want to spend days upon days traveling to the destination to actually get to the resort. So we just highlighted on this slide some of the connection times, which really, in a matter of 4, maybe maximum 5 hours, you could go from Canada to the destination of Grenada and be in absolute paradise. We also see a lot of international travelers coming from the UK and Germany as well. And we also make that very convenient to access us from the European nations too. Next slide, please. So Six Senses, for those that aren't familiar with the brand, uber luxury. There are actually only 26 Six Senses resorts worldwide. And we have the beautiful benefit of being the only Six Senses property located in the Americas. For those that aren't familiar with the name Six Senses is typically very boutique sized in nature. It's a focus obviously on luxury, but it's very attentive, very personalized service, focusing also on sustainability, on wellness, living well, just a healthy experience and memorable experiences. So the map that I provided here, what's interesting about the resort, there isn't a box per se for the accommodations itself. We are actually sprinkled, I say, within the hillside. And you'll notice that the accommodations dot along the perimeter of the map here. On one part of the resort, we are nestled on La Sagesse Bay, which is what we're named after, a beautiful, peaceful bay, as exclusive as it can get. It is swimmable. We operate our water sports from there, and it is a small beach for our guests to enjoy as well. And we do offer transportation services should they want a more, traditional, typical beach experience. On the other side of the resort, you have the beautiful scenic views of the Atlantic Ocean. So it's beautiful that we have water essentially surrounding us on 2 of our 3 sides. In the center of the resort is a beautiful lagoon. And again, focusing on Six Senses wellness, Six Senses resorts are also very well known for the spa experience. And ours are just out of this world, from experiences like biohacking, sleep sound studies, to sound therapy, healing therapies. And it really, as some of our other resorts mentioned, we have guests that come to the resort and never leave, right? But we also have guests that combine both, right? They have the wonderful resort experiences, and then just a short, maybe 20, 30 minutes away, the guests can experience some of the wonderful attractions that are known to Grenada. Next slide, please. The resort itself is only 71 accommodations. We have 56 pool suites, and I'll show you pictures later on in the presentation, and 15 villas. This particular picture here is an overview of basically the main area of our resort. This is our beautiful Callaloo restaurant, pancake bar, as well as one of our 2 resort swimming pools. And you can see a picture of the bay. It's kind of it's like a semicircle, and it's just absolutely beautiful views, both sunrise and sunset. This is another aerial view of the 2 pools, and you can see a part of the bay that I had mentioned before. And this is a picture of our pool suites. So what I love about these accommodations is while the views and configurations change oh so slightly, all of our pool suites have swimmable lap pools, and they're absolutely gorgeous with an outdoor area with lounge chairs. So our guests, should they prefer the privacy of their accommodations versus socializing at the resort pools, they are able to enjoy that as well. The rooms are very amply sized. You can see here in this picture there is a king bed as well as a sofa, living area, and the accommodations include a beautiful master bathroom, which is actually 2 double vanities, a stand-up shower, a tub, and of course the water closet as well. So the ample size of the guest rooms can easily accommodate an extended stay if need be. Next slide, please. One of my favorites also is the 2-bedroom pool villas. Again, you can see that this actually has a small kitchen included with it and a bit more living space. And so the 2nd bedroom actually is very accommodating for small families because you have 2 beds, and then obviously in the primary bedroom you have 1 king bedded room. But you can see, again, just beautiful views and they're wonderful accommodations, like I said, for smaller families. These are our oceanfront villas. They consist of 1 to 2 bedroom accommodations. These are personally some of my favorite, and you can see that these actually face along the Atlantic Ocean side. So while we discourage guests from swimming on the Atlantic Ocean side, it could be a little too adventurous for most people, right? But nonetheless, the views from these villas are absolutely stunning, and then these are very, very accommodating to families. The way that you get around the resort itself is that guests really enjoy walking through and exploring the flora and fauna, the gardens that we maintain. We actually invite our guests to help us work in the gardens as part of our sustainability efforts. But we also have buggies that transport the guests throughout the resort. And I just think that is just such a charming feature. And really the resort, it almost feels more like a village, if you will. And it has a really great sense of place and authenticity. And the pinnacle of our accommodations are our beautiful 4-bedroom cliff retreats. And if the sound was on, this is usually where we hear everyone go, wow, right? Because they're absolutely stunning. So you can see that they're perched on top of the bluff, on top of the cliff, panoramic views. This picture almost doesn't do it justice, I tell you. When I saw it in person, it is absolutely breathtaking. So these accommodations, we typically see a very elite VIP guest that prefer that sense of exclusivity, but also multi-generational families that need that extra space, right? Because obviously you have 4 bedrooms, you have a children's game room, you have a separate dining area, a full-scale kitchen, and these accommodations also come with extras. I won't go into detail with that, but obviously to really give you that exclusive, high-touch, very high-end luxury experience. At our resort also, considering we only have 71 rooms, we actually have several restaurants for our guests to enjoy. One is Callaloo, which I showed initially in the presentation. That is where our guests also enjoy breakfast for 2 daily. We also have Pancake Bar, which is set alongside our resort pools. We have our Greens Sushi Bar, again, providing enough variety for our guests that prefer to stay at the resort and not venture out. And we also have our beautiful restaurant, Oceanside, called Seafire. And what I experienced at Seafire, it's just stunning. You hear the ocean waves, you're there with other guests, you're mixing and mingling with locals, and it just had such a great vibe. And it really is a very sought after destination in and of itself. Next slide, please. And building the anticipation, this is a picture of our Seafire signature restaurant, and you could see how very close to the ocean it is. And at night, it is just an incredible ambiance. And the food and the beverage experience is par to none. So absolutely stunning. Part of the Six Senses experience is also providing activities for our guests that are out of the ordinary, if you will. So we have several experiences called the Alchemy Bar, the Earth Lab, where our guests can actually learn to make scrubs, body scrubs from scratch. When I was at the resort, I learned how to make paper from like usable paper. It didn't turn out very well. I think I missed a step, but these are things for our guests to experience. So it's not always about the sun, the beach, and everything else. Sometimes they just need maybe a half hour, a break, just to do something that they maybe wouldn't necessarily partake in elsewhere. So a really fun experience, and that is for adults as well as for children. Specifically for children, we have the Nest, which is our children's club, and we also have an area for our teens, just to keep the two, activities a little bit more separate. We also have a beautiful area called the library. The library is a bit of a retreat, right? Guests can choose to work if they so wish. They could just relax, enjoy. It's also used sometimes as events if some guests would like to enjoy the facilities, for a private occasion. And again, speaking with wellness and spa, this is a picture of our spa. And you can see the huts on the right. Those are actually the treatment rooms, of which we have several. We have 6. But we have a yoga pavilion, the Alchemy Bar that I mentioned before, the hot pool, the cold pool, the sauna, and some of our treatments like the biohacking, the wellness programs. Those are exclusive to Six Senses, and we are able to extend that to our guests right here in the Americas. Next slide, please. And as I mentioned before, the out of the ordinary experiences, Six Senses experience is really about personalizing the guest experience and also offering them something that you couldn't necessarily get elsewhere, right? So we also provide tours and experiences running directly from the resort that focus in on wellness, that focus in on food and beverage and sustainability. And so our gems, our guest experience makers, work personally with our guests to curate these unique itineraries that really provide a very memorable experience. I just have to explain something also. When our guests arrive to the resort, the sense of arrival isn't just a check-in. For us, it's a check-in, but it is a welcome beverage. And it's a welcome beverage that we create from the spices of the island. So if someone says, "Oh, I really love nutmeg and something," we combine those spices and actually customize a welcome drink, right? We also write intentions. So sometimes when the guests come on a vacation, they have certain things in mind, right? It's relaxation. It's, whatever they'd like to accomplish. Well, we encourage them to write their intentions down, and that stays with them throughout the week, right? And we actually do a fire ritual at the end of their stay where you take your intention and you throw it in the fire. And that's in hopes of, A, that you experience that during your stay with us at Six Senses, but it's also something that hopefully sustains with you long after your travels to Six Senses in Grenada. So I want to explain that those are those little touches and pull through that really you don't experience elsewhere within the luxury space. So I just wanted to share that. And last but not least, and I know that we're running very short on time, our resort has actually only been open not even a year and a half. And I am just so proud of what the property has done. I can't take credit because I only joined in May, but we have accomplished already being on the Rob Report Best of the Best Award, Condé Nast Traveler Hot List, Afar's Best New Hotels, and the lists just keep going on, and no doubt we'll continue to expand, well into our second and third year in operation. But, we thank you very, very much for your support thus far. We look forward to welcoming your guests, and if I can provide any further information on the property or the brand, please do let me know. It'd be my pleasure to assist.
Thank you so much, Heidi. Thank you so much, Heidi, and all the rest of our presenters. Thank you so much for joining us. And to the agents, thank you so much for being such keen audience. And looking forward to seeing an increase in bookings over the next few weeks, months, and years to our Grenada Virtuoso properties. You guys have been amazing. And I guess, do we have time for any
Yeah,
questions?
sure. I have a couple. We'll just go through them real quick because we know
Okay,
our spoiled agents want to get back to selling Grenada for
that's right.
sure.
Right.
But also just keep in mind, everyone, that if you have to go, we understand because you have to go sell Grenada. Your name is qualified for the $100 gift card, so we appreciate your time. But we're just going to take a couple of the questions that are here for. Let's see here. I think this one's for Sekou. Kayleen is asking. Her favorite question to ask is, what is the specialty drink of Grenada?
The specialty drink of Grenada, I would say we like rum punch, but the rum punch always would have a touch of nutmeg because, of course, we're the Isle of Spice. All right, so that's on the alcohol side. On the non-alcoholic side, I would say cocoa tea. Our cocoa tea is basically not similar to the hot chocolate that you would get at Loblaws or Fortinos or any of those places. The cocoa tea is actually made from the cocoa that's actually used to actually make our chocolate bars. So the cocoa tea, what you would do, you would boil the cocoa and you would add like condensed milk for sweeteners or add a milk and then some sugar. That is the real cocoa tea. So that's what I would say is Grenada's drink. I'm not sure if any of the other presenters would have any other favorites they would like to recommend or say.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Good
All right.
job.
Happy to hear.
Kim is asking, Sekou, where do most of the events for Jib Jab occur? Is it better to stay downtown or in the city center for the action?
No,
Well,
don't stay in the city center. But, so
yes.
the Sands is greatly located for that actually, because it's a very walkable distance, I would say. Sorry, I jumped in on your answer there.
No, that's quite fine. Please feel free.
Okay,
Yeah,
so just
so on almost every parish have their own jab jab around carnival time. So it depends on where you're actually staying. You can actually find a venue where you can actually experience Jab Jab, which is our local Juve morning.
A couple of the agents are asking, like Ethel, for example, is there any fams coming up so they can come and see all these resorts themselves? How can the agents come and see everything so they can sell it?
Well, what I would recommend is please become a Grenada travel expert. The website address is right at the middle of the screen at the bottom, expert.puregrenada.com. Become a Grenada travel expert, log your bookings, and you may qualify for our fam.
Okay, that's great. And I've added the links for everyone who spoke today in the chat on Facebook, on Zoom as well, um, and how they can also access the to become an expert, of course. And also, Sekou, it's also on your supplier page with us on spoiledagent.com. They
That's
just have to go
correct.
down to tourist boards and click on Pure Grenada, and there's Sekou, and you're going to learn all that as well. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Chris is asking on Zoom, are there any resorts today that offer scuba diving introductions with a stay? And if so, is there any fees included?
We have a dive package, so yes, we can. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we have got it on our website.
Yeah, we also have Aquanauts, which is a PADI certified dive shop on the property. They do training like introductory learning to dive, etc., as well as ranging from beginner through intermediate to some of the advanced dives that Sekou would have showed, some of the wrecks and reef dives, etc. It is not part of our all-inclusive, but it is available on the property.
Great. Um, so Judith's asking for all of you guys, your beautiful properties, can people stay and for long stays?
Yes, absolutely. We welcome that.
Yes.
Sure. We have
Definitely.
guests that come regularly for 14 or 21 nights, so it's not unusual for us, especially from the UK and European markets. Our American guests tend to stay between 4 and 7 nights, so it all depends on what you want to do.
And us Canadians with our Canadian winters, we want to get out of here, of course. So we want to go to the most beautiful island.
Correct. So you're welcome to stay as long as you wish.
Okay, Joanne's already a Grenada specialist, so she's gonna get that. That's already done. Amazing. Well, I think you guys have done a fabulous job. I can tell you, everyone over here, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Zoom, we all want to go because they're absolutely beautiful properties.
Yeah.
I really appreciate all of your time today. You guys have did a great job as ambassadors for your brands. And of course, our friend Sekou for bringing all this together. Thanks so much, Sekou. And don't forget, if someone gets an email from Sekou, open it because it's good news. You're going to have a $100 Amazon gift card, right?
That's correct. That's correct. And book Grenada, book our properties, book the Virtuoso properties. We're looking forward to those planes being filled because next year we want more airlift to the destination and we need your help. So agents, this is the go away. We have the flights, we have the beautiful hotels, the island is safe, and there's lots to do once you land. So book Grenada now, book Grenada next year, and keep on booking Grenada forever.
Amazing. Have a
Yeah.
great day, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
All right. Have a good day,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you.